I'm a nurse and I just became a nurse. I currently work at a clinic, so it's more community health, and some of the things I do at the clinic, I mostly give vaccinations during COVID. There's a lot of COVID vaccinations that need to be done, specifically during the winter times and the start of winter. There's a lot of flu vaccinations that people get. There's a lot of children that come in, like 4-6 months old babies, who need their routine vaccinations as well. Care plans are done as well, so what they are referrals to allied health professionals, so like chiropractors, physiotherapists, and diabetes educators even. I also go to schools, like primary schools, to give routine vaccinations there as well, like the flu and the COVID vaccinations. And that's always very rewarding because some of these schools are special schools. So I work with kids on the spectrum, learning or sensory disabilities.
Behavioural issues?
Yeah, and behavioural issues. So yeah, it's very good. I enjoy what I do.
The most successful part of the whole interviewing process was the lighting, as well as its background, as it was really fun to play around with and change the placement of the camera and even the plants in the background to evoke a different vibe, you know? We used taller plants, for instance, when we wanted to create a darker atmosphere, which blocked out more of the light we were using, so the light that I'm using now, which has a more orange hue to it. So we were using a lot taller plants that were dark colours to sort of wash everything out, to make a sort of officey, hospital clean feel, as the interview was about a nurse. The most problematic part was the actual interview itself. It was a bit of a struggle, as trying to explore nursing as a profession in 1 to 2 minutes was immensely difficult. Trying to shorten down everything of value to 1 to 2 minutes, as well as trying to establish who Yash is and why he chose the field, was a really big struggle. So in total, we had just over an hour of questions and recordings, a lot of bloopers. We recorded over 3 hours of content fully, with only an hour of it being usable, which is kind of annoying, because we just had constant mistakes, or blooper-worthy situations, or one of us would swear mid-take, or his cat would knock over the camera stand, the tripod, the light. There was so much going wrong, but it was really fun. One key discovery I made in terms of the creative possibilities of producing interview portraits in the future is detailed through a quote from Directing the Documentary by Michael Rapager. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Something that has stuck with me through this quote is the initial reading of it, as I'll read out now. Open quote. Shoot interviews anywhere significant to the participant, but consider the likely effect of each. And then towards the end of the line, the interviewee is more at ease and will likely give more intimate responses if they're inside their own house or their workplace or some other location that they're really comfortable in, as otherwise you can get really stiff, bored interviewees that just don't really give you much to work with. One cool lesson that I've learned during this whole process of the year that might hopefully assist in my development as a media practitioner, it's really hard to choose one. There's how to sit in front of a camera and just talk to one another, write a script, try to stick to it, which I haven't done, or whatever. Be able to work in a group and actually get stuff done, with my group with Summer. Although we were supposed to have 3 people, we still made it work, and I think we had a really fun audio product a couple weeks ago. There's so much to say, but if I would take one core takeaway from this whole thing, I'd say it's the confidence and the comfort that I now have when it comes to sitting, talking on camera, and then editing myself afterwards. So before this year, I hated hearing my own voice, seeing pictures of me, but throughout this year with the vlogs, sort of desensitizing myself to sort of the little bit of self-hatred I have. Cancelled. I'm now able to sit in front of this, talk to you, see myself in the tracker, and not cringe, which is really nice. This can be useful in my later stages of media production to open up pathways to include myself being in front of the camera as well as behind it, as also in like post-editing, as I can now pretty much do all 3 stages. I can do pre-production, plan all the stuff, I can shoot the stuff, as well as being acting if required, and or being like a body double or something, and then edit it afterwards if that's required. So I can make like a short film. It'd be really fun and artsy. Which like that whole thing just wasn't a skill or like an ability I've had until I've gotten halfway through this course, which has been not even halfway. I'm pretty a sixth of the way. God, I'm gonna be good at this by the time I get to maybe a 6. I'll see you then, Ingrid. So this whole thing I'm super grateful for. Like, you guys have been so fun. And yeah, thanks for everything you guys have done for me this term. Bye.